Yeah, welcome back to the Firehouse for some more Firehouse reasoning. This reasoning today in the Firehouse is going to be about the way of the 9th grade general and how I became a 9th grade general. Well, I was born on the 2nd of March 1957.
I'm going to feature an artist.
And when you add all those numbers up, it comes to 27, 3, 9, 7 and 2, 9.
Wow.
Yeah. Now.
Sorry for most out and laughter, but that is what
we have a religious movement in Jamaica. Well, it was a spiritual movement called Rastafari.
So what I'm going to start.
And the name Rastafari is a new name then, you know, that we use for the creative energy that we call God. You know? And this new name now, Rastafari, contain 9 letters. You dig it? Yeah. Well, as it relates to Rastas then, you know, the person that they think then is Rastafari is the Emperor of Ethiopia, Haile Selassie. Yeah, and he visited Jamaica in 1966. And in 1966, I was 9 years old. Yeah, and I actually see him when he come to Jamaica and his visit. You know, there was lots of people making up lots of noise. But as a 9-year-old, I thought to myself that, because I never understand it all, I just hear that this one was coming. And from the way that the Rassis are the majority of them was speaking anyway, this was literally God coming then, you know. But when I hear that he come on an aeroplane, I thought, no, even though I was that small, I was expecting this being to step right out of the sky, you know. Nothing to do with human beings. You know what I mean? No. That was in 66. Yeah, well, the other important person that I've seen was Bob Marley. No, I've never seen Bob Marley from the front. It so happened that one day I was downtown Kingston and I'm always a man when I was back home who leave home and for weeks. And I see Bob. I know it was him because I was behind him and he had a particular walk. And everyone was saying, "Hail Bob, hail Bob, hail Bob." That was in 1969. I was 12. Obviously at that time I never know the significance of that sighting. Understand? Because before the Rastas, I was a young boy checking out Christianity. Because in Jamaica you have churches everywhere you look. And I was a curious kid. I used to love going to different churches, whether night or day, to listen to them, and you know, a lot of them get in the spirit, all kind of different churches. But in the end I decided that no, I never know what was right at that time either. But I just decided that these people was hypocrites. You know, because they would, when they're in church, it's our brother and sister, and when they come out in the community, they live different. They don't like each other. I mean, if they did, they would go to each other churches as well, but they don't. They all stick to the different. So because of this, I never particularly check for them. Plus, from as far as I can remember, I was always a kid that resent authority. You know, like saying yes sir, no sir, and all these kind of things. Not for me. Neither was I a group person. Because from I was born, the only person I could remember was my grand. Because I was a kid that just grew with my grandmother. I have sisters. I have a sister, but I never grow with my sister. I have 2 brothers, but I never grow with them either. And I have mother and father, but I never grow up with them. You see what I mean? I grew up with my grandmother. So I was a kid that was able to do things that other kids could not do. If you know what I mean. Like, i.e., stay out later at night. Because kids my age couldn't do it because the father would discipline them in it. But my granny, you know what I mean? So I could see a lot more. Now, I never started school until I was 7 years old. So all that time coming up to 7, I was born in Manchester, Jamaica. That's in the middle. I say I come from the womb. You know? Yeah, right out of the middle of Jamaica. We don't have any like rivers and seas or anything, you know. If we as an example, say go to the beach, we have an outing where they collect money and everybody get a bus and we travel to the sea. You see what I mean? Because you know, most of Jamaica is surrounded, because it's an island, it's surrounded by water. So most people can learn to swim. I never learned to swim even though I'm a Piscean, a fish. But I can't swim. I say I do my swimming in the mind, but never I can't swim physically. So, my grandmother was what you call a higgler. A higgler is somebody who sells goods in the market. You know, we were selling stuff like oranges, bananas, so forth. She had a stall. So, as a kid, I was always in Mandeville. So even though we live in the country, like we live about 7 miles or 6 miles outside of Mandeville. So early in the morning we would get up and set off, light our bottle torch so we could see and set off walking. And then when the sun rises we would carry on to Mandeville. So most of my up to 7, I was in Mandeville as a kid just running around while my grandmother is in the market selling. I was allowed to run around the town. So from an early age, I'm used to seeing all different type of people. Chinese people, white people, 3/4 caste people, you know, whatever they call them. I'm used to all this, you see. And in Jamaica, when a kid is 7, he's equivalent to about 14 or 15, say in England. Because at 7-year-old, I can already get all the foods ready. Peel, yam, banana, potato. I can make dumplings, so I can cook. Know to cook rice and everything, you know what I mean? I can wash like a woman. Because my grandmother, I don't know if you are familiar with women washing with their hands, but it make a noise, and I love that noise. And I wouldn't stop bugging my grandma and she teach me how to make this noise when you wash. So by the time I was 7, I could do all those things. You understand? I have to go and look for wood. Don't forget we're living in the country. It's not like in England where you have gas fire inside and or you have running water. No, we're in the country. So I have to go and get wood. My grandmother is an old lady. She can't carry wood, so I have to carry wood to cook our food. I have to bring the water. I have to go to the shop. I have to go to the post office. And in the country, these places are not near home. They are a little distance where you have to walk. You know what I mean? In between that, I learned to shoot birds, play marble, play my gigs, and take illegal ride off any vehicle that I get a chance. You know what I mean? That's how I was. And learn all the Jamaican swear word as well. I learned them because there was a man in our district. And my name is Paul, but he never called me Paul. It was always, man in blood clot, man in bumbo clot, rascal, all these things he used to say. And even though my grandmother would say to him, P, don't say that to the boy. He never stopped. You see what I mean? So from very early, I was a kid that would swear a lot, you know, tell big people, you know, but you have to stay far from them because they catch you, you know what I mean? So, I started school at 7. And in the 60s, they was very vicious in school, you know, with the strap and all that business. And I was a man, well, not a man, a kid that resented authority. So, for instance, I give you a quick example of how I was. I think I might have I couldn't have been in school 6 months anyway, because you start at 7. But I received some heavy strapping off the headmaster for coming in late, I think, one man. And I write with this hand, even though I'm a left-handed person, I write with my right hand. And it had swollen up, I couldn't hold my pencil. So I'm there crying and I could see him in his classroom. So when I couldn't take it, I just jump up and shout him. And when he looked, I just let off all the swear word I can at him and leave the school. You see what I mean? So it turned out then that from 7, because I stopped going to school at 12-year-old. From 7 to 12, I went to school. But I have never spent a year in school. Because a lot of the time, when my grandma sent me to school, I wasn't going in. I went shooting bird, playing marbles. Or when the children was in the playground, and the bus, like say the 12 o'clock was passing, they would see me hanging off the ladder. In the country, we have buses with ladders on the back, where the people put the stuff that they bring in from the market or bring into the market on top, you know, the food. So we take illegal ride off the buses by hanging onto the ladder. And I used to hang on with one hand and one foot hanging up. You know, when we pass in the school showing up, while the kids are in the playground. You know what I mean? Now, in the country, everything is wild. In the country, right? Like before I was 7, I learned to plant my own crops, imitating the older people. So I plant potatoes, corn, peas, you know, stuff like that. And on Saturday, I would get my little friends of my same age. They would come and give you what we call a day work. So they would come and we all weeding up the grass and everything, and I would cook the food. You know what I mean? And imitate them, yeah? I think before I was 8, we set off to Kingston. My grandmother became a little bit poorly in the country. And I had to write. I don't know how I learned to read and write, but I did it anyway. My grandmother, she was the writer at first, but when she couldn't write, she just tell me what to write and I write down. So when she become poorly, I write to America to her son and let her know that she's ill. You know, she was messing herself and I had to clean her up. And I can't, you know, so you tell your sister in Kingston and they come for us. So I was up in Kingston now, you know. Like I say, in the country, everyone in Jamaica, they talk what we call patois. Outside of Kingston, I say the language is wild patois. When you go to Kingston, they slow the language down. So Kingstonians speak with a slower drawl, if you know what I mean. Now when you're born in the country and you go to Kingston, well, this is what happened to me anyway. They don't call you by your name. In fact, it takes about over a year before they drop it. They'll say, refer to me as Country Paul, you know. Because they are Kingstonian, you know. Because obviously they're thinking they're way ahead of me. But by the time I arrive in Kingston, I'm a step ahead of them. Because I'm already a farmer, bus hopper, gig player, bad marble. We play marbles in Jamaica, you know. And I was skilled at all those things. Very skilled at marble. You know what I mean? And hopping vehicles and all these kind of things. So, what I learned in Kingston now was to slow down the patois. See, I now learn a different kind of speaking. Because in Kingston, everything is done different. If a man ride a bicycle in the country, in Kingston, they ride it different, you know. Walking, you have all style of walking. This is why it says, if anyone ever see Bob Marley walk, they would know what I'm talking about. He walks like a trot, you know, like a step, moving through. Well, that's what I see when I was 12 years old, you know, that this man walk with a trot. You see me? When he's moving through. So you learn different, you know what I mean? Style and everything. Now, where Bob is concerned, because we are about country bunkers, you know. But the Kingstonian accept Bob as a Kingstonian. You see what I mean? Even though I went to Kingston earlier than Bob at 7.5 or going up to 8. I think Bob arrived in Kingston about 16. But anytime you hear them introducing Bob outside of Jamaica, you say, Bob Marley from Trenchtown, Jamaica, or Kingston. It's a lie. Bob come from the country. St. Anna, one of them places where Burning Spear and Marcus Garvey come from. You see me? So he went to Kingston at 16. That's where he learned the drawl that you hear him speaking with. Never speak like that in the blood clot country. Because country people don't speak like that. He went to Kingston and learned that pussy clot. But the Kingstonian don't have to say Bob is a countryman. They you that say, nah man, Bob from Trenchtown. He don't come from no bumbuckler Trenchtown. Man a country blood clot, man, like you see me. As if coming from country you have less brains, you know. Anyway, keep in mind that this is a story about the 9th grade general, you know. So anyway, we're in Kingston now. And just like in the country, where I could do things that boys of my age couldn't do. Once I get settled in Kingston, what I could do there, the kids of my age couldn't do it. You understand? Because I'm 12, when I reach 12 years old, when I first go, they put me in a little school at the bottom of we have a big school called New Day School. And at the bottom near the gully they had a school called Teacher School, where you must pay a small fee. Just one shack with one woman in it. And I used to go to that school. But after that, I never went to no school from 12 years old until I arrived in England. I never set foot in a classroom. You see what I mean? And in general, my life was this now. I'm living with my auntie, my grandmother, my cousin, her husband. And it's like tenement yard. And my uncle had one of his missus there with a couple of kids in the same yard as well. And there's a room rent out to another guy. So that's the setup now in Kingston. My job now is to stay home and look after my grandmother. Make sure she have her lunch and, you know. And then my auntie would, what we're going to have for dinner, she would leave it out and tell me to get it ready about, say, 2:30, 3 o'clock, you know, like, get all the food, whatever she's going to cook. And then when she come home, she will just finish it up, you know what I mean? But a lot of the times I get involved in games. You know what I mean? And then when I realize it's too late, so I just decide not to bother go home. And when I make a decision like that, not going home lasts about 2 weeks. You see what I mean? So you have a man, you say you have a kid now. Night and day, daytime, I'm either roaming uptown Kingston, Jackshill, Cherry Garden, you know what I mean, Constant Spring Way, Hope Road Way, you know, those anywhere uptown, all about uptown, where the rich, you know, where I say when you go in those neighborhoods, you see sprinklers on the lawn, you know, where they used to keep the grass. All 4 different ones sprinkling out water in all kind of different angles. Yes, posh house where you have these people, like I said, they have a maid who look after the children and do the washing of the clothes, and they have a gardener boy to wash the car, keep the lawn clean and all these things, you see me? Electric. When you go in the neighborhood, everything is perfect. It's only down in the ghetto that you find these, you know, unholy. So I end up in a way, like I said, then, knowing Kingston in a way that even the kids that born in Kingston couldn't. Because they have to be home in it. I'm nighttime. Just imagine you have a kid, nighttime. All hours of night. Of course I cannot go into a dance, but I can be outside hearing the music. Of course I couldn't go in a go-go club when we go downtown, but you can peep into some of them and see what's going on. You see me? So I seen to all that. I live near a school, as an example. Most Jamaicans, when they come to England, that's when they are going to maybe see television regular for the first time. I watch television in Jamaica every evening. Over at New Day School. When I come to England, listen, I've seen Bonanza, High Chaparral, Land of the Giant, Randall and Hopkirk, The Fugitive, Jason King, Department S. I can't do all, every Ironside, all the series that you can think about. Plus, not only that, I've been going to the movies from I was in the country, because they have a theater in Mandeville, and I've been there watching pictures, you know. And then when we moved to Kingston, oh, that was, movies was every weekend. Treble bill and that, we love Western in them time. I leave Jamaica just before Kung Fu take over. When I was in Jamaica, it was spaghetti Western, the Django and the good, the bad and the ugly and those kind of things, you know what I mean? Enough movie. But I tell you the story though, before we leave the movies. I went to the movies in Jamaica once. It was even a Western, you know. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It was a movie called, they called me Mr. Tibbs, starring Sidney Poitier. Yeah? And there's a scene where he went into a greenhouse and a white man shot him a box. You see when he hit him, the whole theater jump up like in unison and shout, "Box back in blood clot!" in Jamaica. And it so happened that he did box him back in the movie. I have never heard so much noise in a movie. Yeah. Anyway, after doing all those escapades and like I say, even when my parents now sent for me to come to England, my cousin had to come and look for me because I wasn't one of them where I was in the home for weeks. No one knew where I was. You know, he come and find me and says, "Oh, you've got to go to England." I say, "Oh, is it?" So anyway, sort out everything and arrive in England. Well, anyway, it wasn't the welcome that I expected, never materialized. When I come off the aeroplane, don't forget, I never seen my father before, you know. I seen my mother for 2 weeks in 63 when she was coming to England. I think I was 5. And I went up to Kingston and spent 2 weeks with her. I think she was in Jonestown. Them time, in one of them, spend 2 weeks there. I have a sister in Jamaica, she live in Trenchtown. I did go around there once and spend 2 weeks around Trenchtown as well, you know, as a youth. I've been all over the place, you know, as a little vagabond. Well, anyway, leaving Jamaica now at 15, arriving, like I say, you know, when you expect that, because you never had your family, your mother and father, you are expecting everything to be nice and, you know what I mean, like a dream. But it turned out not to be a dream for me anyway. When I come off the plane and I was looking, I see a man look at me and says, "Come on." Follow him anyway. Went outside, I put my jacket up because it was April, and the next word that come out of his mouth was, "Put that rass down." He never says, "How are you? Hello, how was your journey? And how did you manage to grow so big?" And to cut a long story short now, after 2 years when I reached 17, don't cut the story yet, I just remember something. Where my father, when I come to England, don't forget, I'm coming from Kingston, hot stepper. When I arrive in England, where my father was and my mother and father live, is way in the country, worse than Jamaican country. Because where I end up, I didn't even hear a reggae music. I never seen another black person. Even after being here 2 years, the place where I was, I never have a black friend. I never know no one. But that turned out to be a good thing as well. Because imagine if I'd landed in London, coming from Kingston, Jamaica, be running it hot, innit? After 2 years, my dad says, two bull cannot live in one pen. What caused this to happen now? The place where we live in had nothing to do. When I finish work, because I'm working now, I'm an apprentice welder. But hear the story now. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a motor mechanic because I like when man look dirty then, see them. But in Jamaica, when you learn motor mechanic, you just go in the shop and a man show you what to do and you do it. When I come to England and I went to school for 1 year and I leave school, they get me an apprenticeship. So I decided, I'll do motor mechanic, innit? So I started off like in a garage. But then they say you have to go to college. Because you have to learn the theory part of the business. Well, I can't understand a plan. You understand? Just like I can't understand a map. So I could not qualify as a motor mechanic in England. Because you have to learn the theory side as well, not just the practical. Like we would do in Jamaica, you know what I mean? So I gave that up and switched to welding. Well, it was the same. So all I could learn in welding was semi-skill welding. Not qualified, you know what I mean? Because I haven't got no qualification. I've never seen any tests in my life in any classroom. Let me tell you. I never went to school at no time for 1 full year. You know what I mean? I was always abandoning the runnings. Just go when I feel like it. You know what I mean? So anyway.
And that one name rub off the wallpaper style here.
When my father threw me out, no, don't forget, it's not as if I know a cousin or a friend. I don't know no one. I don't know no black people, nothing. I just know the little place where I'm living, a place called Halifax. And I get a job and I get the bus and I go from work back home. But when he threw me out now, I didn't even have suitcase. Anyway, I put on my clothes because he gave me an ultimatum. This was what caused him to throw me out. I used to go in a schoolyard near my home. And me and 2 white guys used to kick up football with each other, There's nothing to do in this little dead-ass place, you know what I mean? And my father see me over there and says, I should not go over there because if any windows get broken, he don't want the police coming to his house. Anyway, I never go for a while and nothing to do. I went over there and he see me again and called me now and says, listen, you've got to go. When he tell me this at first, I thought he couldn't be serious, because it was about 5 o'clock. But then about 8 o'clock at night, the man come downstairs in his house with some twisted electric wire and said to me that he's never beaten me yet, which is true because I never grew up with him. So he never get the chance to brutalize me then. And he says that if I never want him now to give me some of this, I have to leave his house. Well, I start to myself that, listen, the only person that ever touched me that I do is like my grand. All other humans, I never like them touching me. Auntie or uncle. Even though I get lashes from them, I never to check for that. And when I was coming to England, I had it in mind that that's it, your beating days are over. But here I was 17 and my father offering. So I just say, watch ya, I won't be taking no beating. I'll leave your house. You know? So I get my things and put in some bags and catch a bus and head for the town. And then I walk around until it reach about 12 o'clock at night. 1 o'clock I reckon. And I'm saying to myself, I better get off the street in case the police see me. Because all I'm doing is walking around this town looking in me, you know, pretending with my bags. But anyway, when it reached about that time, I decided I'm going to head to the toilets. In this little town, it's a good thing. This is 1974, you know, there was 2 sets of toilets. Because the first one that I went to, they have like 5 cubicles, either 5 or 6, can't remember. But each, when I bend and have a look under each, there was feet. That means people occupy them. I had to go over the next one to get a space. Well, that made me feel a bit better. I realized that I wasn't the only one roughing it. You know what I mean? So I sleep over in the toilet, hid my clothes, and went to my work. I never tell the people. I was the only black person working in this place at the time. And I never tell them what was going on, you know. I'm trying to remember a place that my father once took me to have my hair cut, and I see a lot of people. Well, at the time I thought there was Indians, like Jamaican Indians, but there wasn't. There was like Pakistanis. It took me about 9 days to figure out where these places, you know, sleeping here in the parks. Wait. Eventually I get digs then, you know. At that time I was getting £9 a week. And the digs that I found was £8 a week. So I was left with that £1 after paying, you know. But that pound you could get, as an example, 10 cigarettes, a pint of beer, fish and chips, everything was 13 pence. In 74, the pound was very strong then, you know. Anyway, coming to England now, 15. From 15 to 27 when I'm going to change now. From my father throwing me out now. I end up now in a life of womanizing. When I say womanizing, I found a girlfriend. Yeah?
One thing me make you know,
I have a kid, but I'm not faithful to her. I'm going around cheating, you know. Did it with my first baby mother, my second baby mother, you know what I mean? And on top of that, you know what I mean? You're doing things with women that you shouldn't do. I end up hitting. You know what I mean? Hitting women in ignorance. When it's me who is doing the wrong. Imagine then as an example, this is what cheating and lying can do to you. Eh?
Too young to learn.
I was a man that never used what they call Durex. Yeah? So I'm here with my missus and thing, and I'm denying everything. And then what happened? I go out, and next minute when I realize I've got a dose. You know, VD, gonorrhea, what you want to call it. Now, once as a man you've got it, you now have to tell your missus because it will rebound on you, innit? You know what I mean? In the case of men, and it's not that the women deliberately like say a woman, no, she's got it and give it to you. Because in the case of women, men realize after about 3 days something is wrong, but it's more dormant in women. So women will have it and don't know, and it's usually a man give it to the woman in a blood clot way. So I'm never gonna attack anybody who give me a dose. You know? I'll go to them and let them know that, yeah, you've got something. But imagine your embarrassment now when you are here living a life, telling your partner that you're not doing anything, and next minute you have to go and tell her that she's got to go to the doctor because you've given her a dose. You know what I mean? And I think that happened to me twice. 2 different women, you know what I mean? But anyway, the life now is like living that. I'm gambling and I'm drinking. But I know I don't like drinking. But I don't tell anyone around me who I'm drinking with that. Listen, I don't like drinking. I just participate, you know. Don't forget, you know, I don't have no brother, no relative around. I've never met a man in England who I know in Jamaica, ever. No one at all, not a single person. The only person I've ever seen in England that I see in Jamaica was my mother. I seen her for 2 weeks. So I'm going through like that, you know. One morning when I reached 27, I hear a voice say, "Why are you drinking when you know you don't like drinking? You are a hypocrite." I was so startled, I decided, yes, it's true. I'm going to stop drinking. So I make a decision to stop drinking. You know, when I tell my friends around me now that, oh, I'll have a Lucas or a pineapple juice or a water, they're telling me that these drinks are women drink. And I'm telling them, well, I'm turning into a fucking woman, innit? You know? But that's what I'm having anyway. Then it was rapidly, why are you gambling when you lose your money? You are there pretending as if you don't feel a way when you do. So I says, yeah, true. I went to the bookmakers, put £20 on a horse. Yeah, it won. I got back £90 and I stopped gambling. When I was gambling, I was what you call a greedy gambler then. Say if I win, I don't know, £100. Next time I'm not satisfied with winning 100, I want to win 2. What I mean? Or if I have the money in my pocket and I go, let's say I put, I don't know, let's say I put £50 on a horse and that lose. And I have 100 left. My next bet is 100. Because I want to win big money. So I end up either you have, and the bookmaker is a guy that he cannot lose. If you know what I mean. Yeah, you'll have a day when you're lucky, but by the next couple of days you will give it back to him. Trying again, you know. Yeah. So he cannot lose. So I withdraw from the gambling as well, you know. The last thing was when the vice says to me, why are you womanizing when you go around and you see whoever you see and you come back, you have to be telling lies. So I decide, yeah. All this time, you know, all this time I don't know nothing about no 9th grade general yet, you know. You know what I mean? Because like I say, when I come to England, I kind of lost touch for a while. You don't even hear no reggae music. You see what I mean? I'm going to make some connection again with reggae music around 1975, them way there, you know? And round about that time as well. Because reggae is a part of the movements of Rastafari, you know. If you know, the music come to accompany Rastafari, it's like the drive. Like both of them are together. So in 75 now, a lot of the most what I call wickedest reggae music was produced. All of the top reggae singers have some of their best albums in the 70s. And from that now I start to pick up back the militancy, you know, and start to make a connection. But I don't declare myself as Rasta or nothing yet, but musical wise now I start to make a connection. Because I was always a man that don't like soul music or those kind of music. You know what I mean? If I hear them, if I go out and people play them, yeah. But I wouldn't play them myself. I only play reggae music. And not any reggae music either, because to me some music are just like leave music, they fall off. You can't remember them. I play what we call roots. That means you can play the same music now and 100 years later and it still carry the same message. You see what I mean? Because the music, like I say, is a vehicle for the message of Rastafari. You know, see. Even though, like I say, it's not like that now because it's been taken over by the negative. You know, see. So most of the music, cause reggae music is a spiritual music. For those who know, spiritual, you know. You see what I mean? So anyway, this was don't forget, no, this is how I'm going to, like I say, wake up to being a 9th grade general, you know, and understanding what Rastafari is and all these kind of business. This is the vice now that is going to teach me, even though I never knew it at the time. But at the same time, I was curious. Because I don't tell a single human being, not even my mother, that I don't like drink. So how could anything else in creation be saying to me that I don't? How could such a, no. So this was my curiosity. Now, check it now. Previous before this happened to me, I've already explained how I was living in it. Cheating and this and that. Not one single human that I know call me and sit me down and have a reason with me then and say, listen, you see this type of life that you are living, it's not right, you know. You shouldn't be behaving like this. No, no one did. I was accepted. You see, the minute when I reached 27 and the vice said to me that this way of living is hypocritical, and I agree, that was when everyone around me started to say that I was a madman. So, all that time, all I could see is that, oh, everyone is going in that direction. But if you turn around now, of course they're going to think you're mad because you start to go in the opposite direction from them. You see what I mean? Negative energy, positive energy, they move in opposite directions. You see what I mean? So this is how I'm going to reach the 9th level now. So changing all that now. Because I'm listening to this, I'm listening to the internal voice, and I'm not paying no fucking attention to the people who are telling me that I'm a madman. You know what I mean? I'm now trusting in, call it the unseen one then, you know, we did. I don't know how long it lasts, you know. I don't say it was 9 months. You know, like how a woman have 9 months in the womb. That I was searching around, figuring out who this is, why people I'm saying I'm mad. Because I'm now speaking more, what I call fire words, telling people how fire will destroy us. So everyone think I'm mad. Because I wake up in 1983, and I really did believe it was going to be finished in 84. Because when it never done, that's when most people say, that is when they start to say I was a madman. But I realized after that, listen, when I wake up in 83, I was a baby, a spiritual baby. Baby have to learn, just the same like how a physical baby have to learn. That if you touch this, it will burn you, and this is not that. Well, it's the same procedure for a spiritual baby. So even though what I was saying was the truth, it wasn't in the right order or the right time, you know. I had to, like I say, learn my trade. But in the early stages now of waking up and reaching the 9th level, because when this vice say, stop your drinking, stop your gambling, stop, it's as if I was going in that direction, like, and then I stop and turn around. The same thing that I explained in the last reason, you know, you turn around and you come back and you resurrect your innocent state of mind that you had as a child. So now you can see things from an innocent point of view. You see, well, this is the same procedure that is going to take one to be a 9th grade fire general of Rastafari knowing everything. You see what I mean? So, when I can say about 9 months or so, because I'm curious as well, because I want to know who or what, you know. So now the thing is going to reveal itself. You know the voice that said to me when I was 20, I was still 27 at this time, you know, when it revealed itself. Yeah? But now it's going to reveal itself. Say, yeah, it's I who bring you here, so that I know for certain. Yeah? So it reveals itself in this way. Then it's what man call a vision, and what I like to tell it, speak it on video before. If a doctor cut your head and look, he won't find what I'm talking about, because it's not physical, spiritual in it. So in the head then, yeah, you have 2 small forms of the physical body. It's shaped like the body, but shadows in it. One dark, one light. The dark one is looking through the eyes, which I say that is us. We're looking out into the world like this. No one can see us, just like we can see them. No, because we're not visible to each other, because all they see when they look at us is just our physical body. We can tell them a lie without them knowing her, you know. Trick them in a way that they would know that we was tricking them, because they cannot see us. You understand? But behind that one is another one of complete light, like a light bulb, that light this one up and sees everything that it's doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this light one now, you see, all you once I see it in me, I know this one was in everyone. Everyone who ever come out a pussy, like I like to put it, or if you never fucking come out, they cut you out the womb, cut you out the belly. Well, this one is dwelling in all. You know, the super dada, my teacher, that revealed it itself to me then, you know what I mean, is dwelling in all. So that's how I reached the 9th level. Now, it's a religious thing, you know, cause look at this now. Like I tell you, humans, we are all one, but we appear in different physical bodies, i.e. black, white, or whatever. But it's the same spirit that's in all these fucking different bodies. Like I tell you, just say to them, what color is your mind? No one knows, because the spirit hasn't got a color. Now, religion is one as well, but it appears in different form, if you see what I mean. So, anywhere the positive is, the negative is there as well, because they go together. So, all religion have in them the truth, but it's covered by a shell then, if you know what I mean, as it manifests. So Christianity manifests different from Islam, in it. They one have a mosque and one have a church, different ritual. Judaism appear different from Hinduism, in it, or Shintoism, you know, see me, or Zoroastrianism, you know, see me. And these different systems they have around the planet. That was another thing I did when I was 27, when I wake up. Went through all the spiritual system, you know. Read a lot of what they're saying in India, the Americas, right round to China, right round the Middle East, Zoroastrianism, you know, Confucianism and all them kind of things. The Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, Upanishad, Shinto down in Japan and all those kind of things. All the spiritual teachings in Tibet. But I wasn't seeking anything, you know, when I was doing this, because don't forget, I wake up, and I never read a book until I wake up. When I wake up, I went and get myself a dictionary, because I don't understand the big word in it. So I look in my dictionary and see what it means. The big words that they use have a small word that could be saying the same thing. But because they claim that they are educated, they use these big words to confuse the normal man still, you know. Instead of just using a simple word that means the same fucking thing. You see what I mean? But anyway, run through these. Sometime I'll be reading 3 books one time, you know. I'd read some of them and reach halfway and just put that down, you know. I spent about, let's see, 7, maybe about 10 years reading, you know. Buying books myself, going to the library, and if they don't got it, they get them to order it, you know what I mean? Because when you read book, it's like if you read this one and it's positive, you know, it will suggest another one or another, so you can use it like a step. You see what I mean? The clearest scriptures, like the truth, like I say, is in all of them, you know. But the ones that are finally case, like the Bhagavad Gita, I don't know if I pronounce it right, the Indian one, you know. And them have some Upanishads, I don't know if I pronounce that right either. But they have some wicked truths in them, you know, see it. But the clearest one for me that I see is a book called the I Ching, you know, Chinaman book. Chinaman them says about 5,000 years old. If you are a spiritual soul, read that. Because you're going to encounter the master, you know, and show you how to move under all conditions still. But like I say, I wasn't taking guidance from books. You see what I mean? I'm under the guidance of the one who wake me up, the internal one. I was just checking. In fact, I haven't read a book for about 30 years. You know? There was a time I just stopped. So no more, you don't need to read no more books. It was just a skimmish. You see what I mean? Now, I rise up as a Rasta. That's when I take up the rod. Because now the rod, you will notice that all the people who consider themselves of high order have a rod. Be that in the army or the religious people, like the Pope and them, you know. But for you to carry the rod, you have to be able to speak the word. You know, the word of correction. Because this is the rod of correction. So I pick up the rod when I was 27, when I know that I could speak the word. It's an automatic thing, you just hold the rod. Yeah? When I was 27 years old, rising up now as a Rasta. Now don't forget, you know, it's a real, like I say, it's not a religious movement, but people are going to make it so those group Rasta will. But say for instance I had rise up as a Muslim, I would have to go somewhere and get initiated into it. You know, where you say something and whatever they do and they say, alright, he's a Muslim now. Same thing in Christianity or Judaism or whatever other religious movement. But these movements that we call Rasta, there is no initiation in it. You see what I mean? It's your own choice. Now, a lot of people they say, oh, Selassie, for a start, yeah, the person that the Rasta revere or that most people hear about is Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. Now look how crazy this is. This emperor is not a Rasta, has never declared himself as a Rasta. He is a follower and believer in Jesus Christ, the idol, I call it, of Christianity. So how can you declare yourself as a Rasta, yet you are following a man who is a Christian? And now you're bringing to Rasta now the Christian Bible, and yet it is this same Bible business that they use to enslave you.
Balance. Level.
Yeah.
No.
Because don't forget, like I tell you, the religious part is the fake part. It's like the shell of something that you must remove to get to the juice.
Right now, I'm going to feature the voice
So,
from a group.
as a general who know the law,
Yes.
we have free will. You know what fucking free will mean? The freedom of choice given to us by the one creative energy.
So you know what?
That means once we fucking have the freedom of choice, the energy that we call God cannot fucking tell me what to choose, and cannot say no fucker to tell me what to choose here, because that would negate my freedom of choice. So what the fuck is some religious man doing telling me that God sent his only fucking son, or that he sent Moses and Abraham and the archangel Gabriel, God, could never happen. It's a blood clot lie. God cannot do no such thing. Yet you have a man, it's a bumbleclad king, following a bumbleclad fiction, Jesus Christ, that never exists. You want to go and check out Serapis, the first Christ before the Roman create Jesus Christ. Serapis the Christ, they've got a bust of him in the London British Museum. Jesus is not real. None of the prophet you talk about is fucking real. It's all fucking fictions that you believe in, but you can never know. And why do they get you to believe? Because belief is a doubt. No one can believe and know. Same way how they get you to believe that you are black people, innit? You love that, don't you? You love thinking that you are a fucking African. That's why you will never realize it's only a fucking program. Because you're not fucking black. You think it was the creative energy that create different race? No, the creative energy create oneness. You think the creative energy create fucking China and Africa and the Middle East and fucking Europe? No, it's these idiots in the dark who create that to divide and separate the one earth. Just like how they create different races to separate the one race. Because if you don't realize that you are one up till now, all you are is fucking spirits living in different color physical bodies. You're not your fucking body, don't you dig it? So how the fuck you're going around talking about you is a white man? You're not no fucking white man or black man. That is what you believe. Because you've been programmed and you believe it. If you know that you're fucking black, right, or white, explain how you know this. You can't do it. It's something you fucking believe in. I can explain, like I tell you, why people are not black and white, which I've done over and over by showing them the example of putting water into 4 different color containers and seal it. When you look with your eyes, you never see the water, you don't see the different colors. You see what I mean? You have to taste them to realize that they are the same. Oneness in diversity. It's the same thing that the creative energy put the spirit into different color physical bodies. So anyway, you ask any human on earth, what color is your mind? None of them know. You see, I can use my common sense and reason to explain like that. Now let somebody who believe that they're white, yeah, or they're black, explain them, say they can't do it. You have to know before you can use common sense and reason. Those who believe cannot do it. So you who are hearing this, who firmly believe that, yeah, we are African and we're black or we're white or we're Japanese, yeah, the only reason why you believe that is because the majority of people who look like you believe it, and then you just follow them like a dumb fucking sheep without being able to use your own God-given faculties and things for yourself. You see what I mean? That's how people end up in groups, herds. And once you in your herd, that's how they rule over you. We call it divide and rule. You see what I mean? All these things I was able to see clearly, like I tell you, when I arrive at the 9th level. It's no different from how the numbers set up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When a soul reaches the 9th level, the 1 return. And it goes like this as well. Think of I don't know if you've ever seen the procedure of how we come into birth. I've seen it on the television there, you know. But there was a lot of sperm. It wasn't only just us, you know, a lot of millions of them. But only one managed to reach up and, you know, and open the egg or close up, you know. Some cases you have twins. It's no difference to reach the 9th level. Once we, don't forget, you know, we start up as sperm. And we come out now of our mother in what they call the human form. But we are still sperm. We are supposed to be still heading up, struggling up, you know, to achieve the new birth. But this birth now is going to be a spiritual birth. But just like in the womb, how all them souls never make it. Maybe they never, those are the sperm never strong enough, or they was too lazy. It's the same thing now when you come into life here now. Most of the sperm in this life, they're not putting up no struggle to go and have no new birth. No, they're busy that they're getting off down the pub and having a drink of rum, you know, and spend the time chasing down women and all kind of weird behavior these sperm go on with, you see me? That's why they never fucking reach the 9th level. No sperm was, like I say, strong enough to drive. But here I come now and drive. You see, once you get in, it's like a birthing. Once this one soul get in, boozoo, no more 9th grade general can born, you know, on the planet. In fact, when you check it through the numbers, the 9th grade general, right, can only be born at the end. Those who teach the truth before the arrival of the 9th grade general teach it from, like I tell you, how the numbers work. You have 1, 2, 3. We separate those, because those represent, like I say, God. What man call God then? You know, the creative energy. The second one, number 2, represent like the moon, which is the mind, you know, because the mind can either be positive or negative. Somehow, that depends on your choice. And then number 3 is us. Within every being, you have the 1 and you have the 2. So you have the positive and you have the negative. And then you have yourself. So we are a trinity. Yes, sir? Then you have the 6 numbers leading. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 3 of those numbers are positive. Yeah? Which is what the soldiers of God teach from. The first one is number 5. So from number 5, you can feel. The soul will feel number 1. So when you feel what is right, you just do what is right. So you can teach from there the truth, because you're going to know the truth just the same. You're just not going to see the one. You see me? From number 7, you can hear the internal dialogue that is constantly going on between the positive and the negative energy. You know what I mean? Because everything the negative spit out, the positive counter-react it with what is right. You see what I mean? So when you reach number 7, you can hear that. But when you drive through to 9 now, the 1 return and you see the 1,
Remember,
You see what I mean? That's what I explained when I was telling you about what's in the head. That's when I arrive in the 9th level and the one reveal itself. Just let me know that, yeah, man, I am the badass fucking fire. You see, man? Dwelling in all whoever come out a woman. You see me? So it take you far back where you see everything. You see, as a general then, 9th grade general. Because I'm the bodies of the teachers of the one, you know, bad blood clot hot stepper, you know. But I'm also the humblest one of them, you know. Because as a 9th grade general now, I am the destroyer of all, you know, like wise man. Nah, man. Because there is I don't class myself as wise, you know. Nah, man, me fuck up myself out of it. Fuck me, who am I? I'm just a full of shit being just like any bear. The lesson is not about me, it's about the one. You see? It's like all it is, you know. Life is dual, innit? In and out, positive and negative, good and bad, you know, in, out. So alright then, let's say outside you have the sun and the moon. The sun is a representation in the physical world of the energy of this one. And the moon is a representation of the mind. So sometimes the moon will shine light and sometimes it don't shine no fucking light. But as according to what they report, when it's shining light, it's just reflecting sunlight. So when you move within ourselves now, out of the seen into the unseen, that's where now you're going to have you find conscience and the mind. The same thing. And now your mind can reflect light as well. Because your mind hasn't got no fucking light, you know. No, light is coming from only the one. Only the one can shine the fucking light. But if you, who is in the mind now, discipline the mind and stop doing your fuckery. Because every fucker know what's wrong when they're doing it. If you just admit to yourself, change your wrongs, you will get rid of negativity and the light of this one now will enter your mind and fill it up with light, if you know what I mean. That's how it works. So how did I penetrate into the Rasta now? Because, don't forget, you know, I've heard Rasta say, oh, you can't use the name Rastafari. That is Selassie name. As if a being could own a name. You can't own a fucking name. And who come up with the name? Everything man name, spring from the thoughts that is coming from the energy that is within him. Because he's not the creator of thoughts. God is. You understand? God put ideas in our mind. So God put out the name Rastafari. You know? You think it belongs to any fucker or anybody can own it? Just like me now speaking as a Rasta. You think any fucker who say they are a Rasta can say, oh, you are not a Rasta? No, because I never joined your club. Rasta is not a fucking club. Is it? It's a choice that any fucker can make. Is it, you understand? So I never join. I don't join anything. Now, I just, as we reason again, coming back to Bob Marley now, pertaining to the Rasta side of the runnings. You remember when I say I see Bob at 12? Because 12 is another cycle as well. You know, complementing the 12 months them. You know, because I is a Piscean, you know, a fish. You know, see it. And under some of the Rasta, I think it's the 12 tribe one. I is Benjamin, governed by the foot. Now I'm a foot specialist. I've never drive a car. Love walking to the ground. Can't walk a lot well now because I've got a spinal injury, you know. So me can't walk again. Just a little slow crawl. But what I realized then now, that sighting of Bob, under this, astrological business that man deal with, Bob, to those who are using the Christian Bible now to come up with this idea, represent, I think it's Joseph. Have you heard of that character, Joseph? The reason why he's represented Joseph now is because he's a man that is born in February. You see me? And according to this story, he was given a pretty coat by the father. Make all the rest of brother jealous. Well, not Benjamin, because Benjamin was young, see me, so we don't know nothing, but we was always with the father. Them already grow up and, they got jealous of this fucking pretty coat or whatever. So from seeing Bob then, because don't forget, everyone recognized Bob at that time when I sing. Everyone was heal Bob, and that was a tradit show, see me. But coming up behind him was the mighty blood-clad fire. But I never know that I was the fire at them blood-clad time there, see me. But no one never recognized me. They still don't to this day. You know what I mean? But trust me, you or anyone who is listening on the planet, any fucker, you can go and read all your spiritual book from all your great masters. None of them don't teach like a 9th grade general. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't teaching from a position where they actually see the blood clot one, They was teaching of hearing or of the feelings. Teaching the truth still, I'm not teaching anything different from them. It's just that I am more upfront with the runnings because I have seen the one. So I don't teach in no mystery fucking way. Me just tell a man, say, watch ya. You're the one in you speaking to what you call conscience. Which is, like I say, I don't teach on the Rastafari on a regular basis. Because I know the majority of beings don't know what people mean when they say Rastafari. You see me? But Rastafari is the new name of the one creative energy that we call God. You see me? But this name now, like I say, because it's like a digital name, you know what I mean? It can explain this creative energy more clearly so you can see then, if you know what I mean. Because like I say, watch it now. It says Rastafari. The I stand for the one, because the universe is one. Stands for the one earth, because earth is one. It also stands for the one race, because the race is one. And I am the one spirit that dwell in all motherfucker. Like the general say, whoever come out of pussy, I come out of the womb. I just have a piece of tissue, Mr. Marius. Set a piece of tissue, please. Yeah. So the one dwell in all, Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful blood clot overlord himself. Now, in Rasta we deal with reasoning. Yeah? Any Rasta who work their work in salt will know that reasoning is the order of the day. But guess what now? No Rasta can out-reason the 9th grade fire. None. Just like how no Christian couldn't do it, or no Muslim, or no Hindu. None. Because you're dealing with the one, You are just thinking because the words are coming out of my mouth that they are my words that I go and pick them up over there. No. All I'm doing is reflecting, like say you have a clean mirror and the sun is shining, so you reflect the light. That's all I'm doing, using the mind to reflect the will of this one. No fucker in creation can out-reason the 9th grade fire. It could be one person or a fucking trillion. What difference would that make? Whether you was on this earth or beyond, you still couldn't fucking do it. Cause I don't believe in fucker. You ever hear me say anything and talk about, oh, didn't I tell you that I'm a different teacher? Like say from Socrates or Plato or fucking Abraham. Who else you want to name? Or Selassie or whoever you want to imagine was a what you call a spiritual teacher or master. I don't teach in a them kind of mystery way. I analyze the fire, me just tell a pussy, just dead and straight, say no. The one is in you. And pussy, we recording everything that you do in here, cause memory are the first video recorder in blood clot creation. Now people has never thought about that, but when I tell it to you, can't you see that it's true? That is what memory is. The internal video recorder of the terrible and dreadful blood clot overlord himself. That I'm telling you about. You think I'm dreaming it up? No, I mean, I don't have to dream of fuck all. I just know it, innit? You see? Just like how I know. All I did was make a mistake when I was a young baby by saying it was going to be 1983, which it wasn't. It's about, it's now it's going on. So you don't know, everything is finished. Because once you see the one return, the light is going to return in the physical as well. You see that? So I know that I was, like say, he was born to destroy negativity. You know, I mean, a mad fucking soldier. I know that. So I know that, like say, what's going on now with coronavirus, war in Ukraine. It's all part of the system crumbling down. You know? All of it is going, every single bit of it. Like I say, when we was young and we plant our crops, after a while, weeds grow up in there, so we went to that blood clot and weed. Well, life on earth is a crop planted by the creative energy. And right about now, like I said, it's full of fucking weeds, so it's going to be weeding time. It has to, because why would the 9th grade general return? Tell me, yeah. And once I penetrate Rasta, because don't forget, you know, I already reject Selassie in 66 when I first see him. So there was no way I could have faith in him. And I'm a man who don't have heroes or fucking sheroes. You know, some people would say revere Selassie. As Jah is my witness, from I was a kid. I think, how can somebody else come out of the womb and you come out of your mother's womb, eh? She in the same thing. And they're saying they're a fucking king. And you accept that and bow to them. And is there talking about his majesty. Your mind must be fucking well sick. That's all I can think of. I could never revere any fucker who come out a pussy like myself. King your bumbuckler bow? No man, Rasta no bow. Not the general, no fucking bowing. You have to look me directly in my eyes as an equal being. You see me? So you are your fucking king and queen. You not tell that to Rasta, man. You go and go tell that to Joker. So the Joker's in Rasta, which is what you are. You represent, like I tell Rastas, you will understand. You know, coconut contain a juice. Yeah? But now the Rasta we are talking about Selassie and His Majesty and Queen whoever. You just represent the husk of the coconut. That when the ninth grade general arise, and you wear hooks off with the sharp blood clot machine. Have you ever seen how man remove the shell of a rascal coconut with machine? Or broke it off on a hard blood clot stone? Well, that's how the ninth grade general, what the ninth grade general did. But my machete is the word of truth. So you just move them out the blood clot way. Once you penetrate into one Rasta, well, it reveals all the rest in it. It's once you realize to yourself that you're not no black man like they program you to believe. You realize that no other fucker is what they are either. So when a man comes talk about him a Chinese, your blood clot, a program that pussy you don't know yourself. You think because he's a fucking scientist you know yourself? Alright, hear it now. It's a dual in and out. So you have outside scientists who go and study fucking matter. Yeah, I am an internal blood. And what does the scientist outside deal with? Facts. Which he can demonstrate in the physical. But internally I am a scientist. Only deal with facts because that's what the truth is. Facts. It's just that it is internal rather than external. You see what I mean? But you have to know internal before you can understand external. If you just on the external, then you're just going to be imbalanced because you only know one side. You see what I mean? And what make you like that as well? Wrong action. Keep your spiritual eyes closed. You know, before I was 27, why I never wake up before? Because of how I was behaving. Treating women badly, cheating on them, drink gambling and all that. Those actions was keeping my spiritual eyes closed. When I fucking stop them at 27 when they want tell I do. That's why it wake up. And instead of just seeing through these physical eyes, you end up seeing through the spiritual eyes. No one could ever trick you again, like I say. You can't suffer any stress or any depression or any fucking thing. Because you go right back to how you was as a baby. Baby don't worry about fuck all, is it? Just deal with it. I could say I burn her. Well, baby don't burn her, but you're an adult now, so you can burn her, but you know. Enjoy the reggae music, like I say, which is the most terrible and dreadful music as well, just like Rastafari. You know what I mean?
And also give thanks for life, yeah?
After a while, reggae music, cause I seriously couldn't live in England without reggae music. My soul would die.
England, UK.
So it turned out then like, you say England coming like a upfront country, you know, like you're fighting in a war. And then the reggae music is the ammunition that I use to bust shot on the Babylon blood clot. You know, see me? Because it turned out when you realize what's going on, right? Because most people think the one them that think that they are black. Always they think white people enslaved them, you know what I mean? They spend a lot of time blaming white people for enslaving them. But when you wake up, you will realize that the whole fucking planet is a slave plantation. But they run the plantation in such a smart way that what they do then, they have like say the first world as they would call it, and the third world. So they keep those in the third world in what I would call abject poverty them, yeah? And allow those in the first world a little bit more, then feed them a little bit better, you know? Allow them can all go on holiday and buy car and house. So these slaves now think that they are free. Because they've never seen any chains on their hands and feet. Because their chains was the chain of the mind. a more dangerous form of slavery. Mental slavery, if you know what I mean. So when you understand the majority of the planet, like I say, are under mental slavery. Even those who they put into physical slavery, right? When they was in it, they're thinking, no, we want to be free like them. Because they haven't got chains around their feet and hands. So that's what represent freedom. And those people over there now, even they would try and help us to get out of it. Because they say, no one should be in slavery. If you know what I mean. Because they don't know that they're in slavery. So when they let them out of slavery now, what did they do? Go and join mental slavery, you know what I mean? Either in the religion or the school system, the education system, through the money that negativity feed them, and you know what I mean? They give sustenance to the system of negativity and keep themselves under slavery by voting for, I don't know what the fuck you're voting for, you idiot. But if people want to do those things, they can do those things. You see what I mean? But it's your choice, isn't it? It's a matter of choice. You see me? So as a 9th grade general, then like we say, I and I come at the end. You know? Here I say Rasta, like I am a Rasta, and I'm far I. And in Rasta, even though these Rastas are coming up now with them whole heap of different conception, yeah? Don't forget, you know, the fundamental of Rasta is this. It's not we, you know, or us. It is I and I. You know what fucking I and I mean? Soak it into your head. I and I is me who is speaking, yeah? And the one that I tell you about. Conscience, you see me? It means that only I and that motherfucker walk. That I don't take teachings from fucking any holy books that you have written here on earth, or from any fucker who come out of the womb before I arrive out of the womb. No. Like I say, I don't take chat. I give that blood clot. Because it is I and I who move. You see what I mean? That's why I carry the rod. Don't need no crowd. Don't need no backup. Don't need no motherfucker. You see when the lion move? Just I and I, Rastafari, yes, summer. I said the new name. That make things more clearer. Cause now I am the motherfucker teacher who does to tell the being directly. Someone where the one is in yourself. Have you never felt conscious? Well, that is the one, isn't it? You don't understand it. God is the light and the dark. It's an energy. And we are born with that energy within us, ourselves. That means God is within you. When you sit, right, as an example and plan to go and do something wrong, if you was listening clearly, you would hear the fucking one telling you that you shouldn't do it. But you have a choice, so you can tell the one to fuck off. When I say that, you're not going to direct because you don't realize that is what you're doing. You'll just ignore the talk and go and carry on because you're going to get a material benefit. But the one tell us, you know, the one is constantly talking. But this is a matter of choice. You see, I just happen to listen. That's all it is. It's not that oh yeah, it's because I say I'm the 9th grade general. I am better than any being. I am not better than no fucking being. I'm full of the same stinking shit as them. You don't dig it. You think God love any fucker? Especially? No! That is why we have the choice and not God. You know, like how them people them who are claiming that they are Jew, they'll fuck with, and telling people that they are the chosen people of God. How the fuck could God choose any fucker when God give us the choice? You can't see that is plain and fucking simple stupidity. And yet behind that you have the Christian and Muslim who base their ideology and the lies of the fucking Jews telling you that God sent his only son or God sent his last prophet. Send your bumbleclat. Why the fuck would God need to send when God is already dwelling in you here? These are just tricking you there about God is up in heaven. What fucking heaven? They say, oh, God is not here. That's why God needs to send messenger. Messenger to tell you fucking what? To tell you not to steal or kill or hate your brother. You don't know that you shouldn't be doing that? You need a fucking messenger. What the fuck? No wonder you have so much that fucking people about you waiting for Jesus. Stay there wait. You'll be waiting for fucking Tarzan. You might as well be waiting for Tarzan or fucking Batman. Any one of them fucking fiction. Like the brother Bob said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. And you hear like how I say, I have no heroes or sheroes. Now check it. Musically then, when I was a youth, you know, my favorite group was the Wailers. You never mentioned Bob as no. Bob was still Bob, but it was the Wailers. And why did I like the Wailers? Because they had somewhat I feel was tough rhythm. And because I was an extra bad boy, like I say, when I was in Kingston. I even know where the Wailers record shop there. Up from Randy's, like you pass Randy and go up. And on the right, they had some little shack over there with a couple little record in it, you know. And then after the Wailers, it was Toots and the Maytals. Why did I like Toots and the Maytals? Because I was a man because I like a bit of church singing as well, you know, in Jamaica. They have a lot of style over there, you know. So the Maytals give me that churchical feel then, you know. Without wanting to go to church, but me like that rhythm, you know, because me's a man that love blood clot music to the bones, you know. Me love music more than food. That's how me stay, you know. Me just love that blood clot and I can't explain how me love it, man. And then my other singer was a singer called Slim Simit, you know. He sing more kind of lovers, but me just like them style. Like style. No, but you see with Bob Marley, I show some man where me admire. Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, man like Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey. Me love anyone who is good with lyrics, you know, are sharp with it like Muhammad Ali. Or you know, say no boy can test God that without. Yeah. But I am a man now. I just follow a man so far. You know, like say Bob then as an example. Bob sings some wicked blood clot reggae music, you know, see me. But you see when him stop singing and talk and come in talk about Selassie, that's where we part and me gone this way. So if Bob was a train and he was going to a destination, before he reached the destination where him a go, me come off. You know, 3/4 way me travel with him, you know, see. Same with Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. Cause where them now come in and say, oh, them a switch on the Islam. I don't forget Rastafari walk alone. So me no walk with no crowd and no group, no family, no one. Cause I don't join. It's just I and I alone chat. You see me? Don't join no group, no boy, you know see me. Cause the fire business we are deal with, you know see it. So I don't have heroes or sheroes, you see me? I am, because of the way that I was grown up, because I can see the destiny thing now, you know see me? I was never brought up in a family. Living here in England from I leave Jamaica, where I am is just I and I alone. But I end up with 4 kids, 3 boys and 1 girl, you know, create my own little family. But anywhere I go, it's just I and I alone. You know see me? When we return to Jamaica, I bring my family, but I and I alone Chad. Go to Africa, I and I alone go there and Chad. Burn blood clot fire down a Gambia. I'm living in a place now called Oldham. Here is the owl of Oldham. Even this have a story to it. When I start getting curious, yeah? Here in Oldham was where I wake up. So here they have a town emblem, you know, of the owl. And underneath it have some writing, but not in English, in Latin. So I went up to the town hall to ask them and inquire to say, I want to find out what it is saying. You know, I'm curious. Because I don't know them language there. I didn't even know it was Latin, you know. I just know it was in English. It was them who tell me it was Latin. Anyway, they give me a book and tell me to look on page 14. And when I look, and when it translates, it says, he who dares to be wise. I thought, bumbleclad, is this what you're hiding from me? Well, I am daring to be wise. Because I really come to Oldham, you know, to capture the owl. Now, all things in creation are all my cat. Is a sign of the creative energy, you know what I mean? So, we use the owl as a what you call it? As an image then, you know. It's not the only nocturnal animal, you know. All the cat can see in the dark, but the owl can see 90 degrees. So usually we use that to symbolize when you can spiritually see in the dark at 90 degrees, when you get the vision of the owl. Because once you have the vision of the owl, you'll be able to see in the dark. That's when you can see that people are not black and white, because now you're going to be able to see that they're all fucking spirits. You see what I mean? And check it now. Oldham in England, right? For those who are outside England, is one of the highest point in England. You know, like if it was a person and it stand up, Oldham will be nearly England head. Yeah. When I check it out, even the great Winston Churchill was once MP for Oldham or something. So, and it's a very weird town for anyone if you don't know it, or even if you live here. People find it strange, you know. Even I find it strange. Some kind of way. But I know that I come here for a reason, you know, because this is where I wake up, you see, and get the old vision, you know, see, and become a 9th grade general, return to childhood, you know, achieve the virgin birth. All in one move, all these things happen in one thing, you know. So you're born as a general. And like I tell you, whether you want to believe, you can't have another 9th grade fucking general on the planet. There was none, right, in the previous, if you want to call it, centuries. All you could have had was souls who speak from either the 5th or the 7th blood clot level. But at that time, no one could enter the firehouse, because it wasn't the end time yet. You know, you can only enter that blood clot when it's the end, you know. That's when the one return. Anytime the one return, things done. So eventually, because all it is energies in it, so the negative energy has been ruling Earth from I don't know how long. But right now we're in dawn. The light's returning, so a lot of things that was once hidden is now being revealed by the incoming light. When it come in fully, all things on Earth is going to get this bumbleclot dry, you know. Whether you're underground or above that blood clot, make no difference. You have to leave Earth. Puzzle. But it's not, like I said, don't worry about that, you know. Because like I tell you, any motherfucker, whoever come out of the womb, I won't even say the pussy again, and come on this planet. Either in this time, you know, or any fucking time before, make no fucking difference, does it? It's all the same. Time is irrelevant as to when you come here as a fucking soul. But you see, when you come here, right, and you run up and down killing, making yourself emperor and fucking king, minister of crime and president of crime, doing all manner of fucking wickedness in secret, that your fellow, if your fellow brothers know that you was doing that, they would be sick. But guess what? You never realize, like I'm telling you, motherfuckers, that life is an in and out process. Seen and unblood clad scene. So in this Indian scene now, memory, the first video record of the fucking creative energy that we call Rastafari blood clot, has been recording your deeds from you come out of your rascal mother pussy hole. You think any being that you see on earth behaving in the way they behaving against the fellow blood clot human being, killing and doing all these fuckery, will ever escape with these actions? You're joking, man. May I lose my soul if it's not facts and truth that everything that you do is recorded and the internal video rascal camera of the terrible and dead blood clot full over General himself, Rastafari. You think it's a joke? Sometimes I feel sorry for my brothers in the dark, you know. Trust me, you know. And I say, what have they bumbleclot done? You know, see me. Look at them. Playing to be gods. They're fucking, but them are scientists, and you know. Because the laws that you're living under is the laws of negativity. They went away from natural law to create their own laws, which is anti-law. That's man. Getting lost in the darkness of the terrible and dreadful God. Because like I tell you, God is the light and the fucking dark. Yes, man. Yeah, the one is also, you see like how I tell you about the positive and the negative, it's the same one. So the one generate positive thoughts into your fucking mind, and the one generate negative thoughts into your mind. The one is the teacher of what is right and correct, and also the teacher of what is fucking wrong. So anything you want to learn, the one will teach you that blood clot, because that is your fucking desire. You see me? So it's just down to you. And remember, the one never created any fucking idiots. You see what I mean? We all have the same choice. So this just boils down to a matter of choice. You see me, as to whether your spiritual eyes is going to open so you can come to an understanding and see what is right, you know what I mean? So you don't have to believe in it. No one don't have to convince you of fuck all. Because you know yourself. You know? If fire burn you, a next man cannot convince you that you never feel the fucking pain. You must know yourself, innit? So if you come and you get your own understanding, you're going to make some fucking other fucker tell you that you are a madman and it's not true. You think I'm going to listen to any fucker after this one when I was 27 fucking year old? Yeah? Startle me by saying what the fuck you doing drinking when you know you don't like fucking drinking. You're a fucking hypocrite. How the fuck could any how could that be? And I have never spoken to another human fucking being. And yet here was something speaking to me like a fucking human being. How could that be? And then the one reveal it blood clot self to I, so that I know. So that when I speak, maybe that's why people think, yeah, you speak so arrogant and, well, it might sound arrogant, you know, full on, you know, energy, you know. Then I get work up and passionate, because that's just how I am. Yeah, but why? I wasn't like that before I was fucking 27. Alright. But after that, because after when I see that, any soul who see it is going to do the same thing. It's just a natural thing, you know. But what I'm saying is,
life is experience, and experience is knowledge, and knowledge is wisdom.
You see, like in this time, souls need to realize. You know, like say you was in a burning building. It has engulfed itself proper. There's a major fire broke out, which you know that it cannot put out. So this building going to come down. So all you can do is run out. Well, that's all souls can do now, run out of the building. That means run out of believing, you know what I mean? Run out of believing that you're a black person or a white person. Run out of religion, because that is just you there believing in whatever. Believing, you can't believe anything and know. That is why negativity program us to believe from birth, so that we don't fucking know. You understand? So if you're a believer, you believe in politics, you're a fucking idiot then, innit? You believe in money, yes, you're a fucking idiot. You're not supposed to believe in fuck all. At least you should know that money is fuckery. That's what the negative is using to brainwash people. Just like they always spout, now they're spouting about Elon Musk is the richest man on earth. How the fuck could he be the richest man when he just earned money the other day? Can he be richer than, say, Roman Catholic organization that has been bumbuckler gathering treasures and money for I don't know fucking when? Can he be richer than those who own the fucking money press? He just earned money. It's just a trick of negativity telling you about, oh, man is the richest man. The richest people on the planet are usually the poorest. Because they are the dumb motherfuckers that will do anything for money. They don't care, they got no fucking morality about them. These sick motherfucker about as if, or richest man, as if it means something. It only means something to fucking idiots. If you spiritualize us up, you would see that this is a mad fucking soul. You see your brother still, but you realize that your brother is fucking mad, innit? Here and about playing about they are the richest, and that there is their scientists is telling them that, oh, things start by Big Bang, is it? Like I tell you, when cause death is the governor general, my brethren, you know. I say it's my brethren because we have lots of reason me and death, you know. So I know the procedure that, sure, when they take them pussy, because they're always busy, you know, trying to figure out a way how to have eternal life. That's so stupid. You already have eternal life, you fucking here, because we can't die. But in their terms of having eternal life, they mean living on earth eternally, controlling and ruling the fucking earth. But no, you can't do it because his death is the bumbleclad governor general here. And you will and must be removed from out of that physical fucking body, just like your ancestors before you. And then when you do now, like I said, the previous teachers wouldn't have been able to tell you this part of the story. This is 9th grade general teaching. The teachers from the 5th level and 7th, they wouldn't be teaching you about what memory is. Because they couldn't see to that dimension, if you know what I mean. It's a 9th level bumbleclad teaching. So on the 9th level then, this is where the one show you that says, no man, I am the creator of cameras, you know. Because the eye is a magician, the first magician. You know, when people think, as an example, say, let's say they come up with, I don't know, the motorbike or radio or television, then that individual will think that they created such things, but they never. All they did was discover it. It's already created. The magician create everything. We just search it out and find it. And man call it knowledge. But everything is already created in the dark. The one is the creator of all things. Telling you, this one is a magician. Well, if you don't think conscience is magic, then how would you explain how it is dwelling, right? Don't forget, you know, some people think the Japanese and the Chinese and Indian and all that, but conscience is in them, yeah? You have male and female, conscience is in male and female. Isn't that a fact? But guess what? It's not male or female or Chinese or none of the fuckery that you are on about. It's simple, like just like, because it's the sun in it. You see how the sun is? It gives energy to all on earth. Animal, plants, everything. Well, it's the same within. This is giving energy to all. Whether you claim that you are male or female or whatever. But unlike the outside sun, which you don't have to choose it, you know, you just can't go. It's shining, you can get it. But the internal sun, you have to make a choice. Otherwise, you can't receive the light. And if you don't have this light now, you could never be like a general. You have to go and read and keep repeating what other people say. I don't sit and speak about what no fucker say, about what me and say. Yes, sometimes I might refer. You know, if it's something I like that the ancestors say, like, man know thyself. I think that is excellent, you know. Because you got a lot of wisdom, like I say, written, you know. You know, so certain one of them like about when I sit to talk, I don't repeat what they say, because it's what I am saying. And if they was around, guess what? They have to listen to what I say. They say that it's not like a forced thing, but they would just understand that a 9th grade fire, you see me? Because you can't argue against conscience, can you? You would have to be some kind of fucking lunatic to think that you was wiser. Because somebody call you, I don't know, Socrates, Plato, like I say, what, the book of thought, you know? I have enough generals, but none of them can touch my master, the Dan Dada, you see me? Rastafari himself, you know? And this is the one that teach I. Now, like I tell you, if you observe the sun, it's way beyond the regions of the moon. And internally, the one is beyond the reasons of all fucking mind. So a ninth grade general is teaching from beyond the range of all fucking mind. It's not a big deal to me, you know, because it's not like, oh, you are some star. Like I tell you, it's just full of shit business. That's how it be, you know. But the truth is the truth. So this truth that I know now, oh yeah, fucking hell. Like they say in England, everyone is going to fear it. When they fear me whether it is Rasta, Christian, Muslim, alright then. If I was to go to the Muslim and tell them that, oh, you know, Muhammad, this is just fiction, they would kill me for it. Because don't forget, these are obsessed about their superstar, whatever. And Christianity might be not as vicious, but you'd have to, which depends on which country you go and tell them that Jesus is a fucking fiction. Yeah? And it depends which group of Rasta you go and tell that, you know. Selassie is just a blood clot man where follow the fiction Jesus Christ. You know? He must part of the system higher than Mason man, them man there, you know, see me. He must evil an African king, a blood clot Christian king, crowned in Africa. You know, see me. Pussy clot riot. So they would fucking beat you up as well, you know. That's what lunatics do. They can't take the truth, so they resort to use might to overcome right. That's what that's all negativity knows. So they wouldn't, and the reason why they would do that, because they wouldn't be able to reason. Because when the lion lick them with pussy clot truth, yeah, and then can't take it, because all they will be able to talk about is what's in the Bible about fucking Selassie coming from Solomon and these folk, when Solomon is a fucking fiction created by Christianity, you know, the religion. They create all them fucking fictitious prophet. So, me don't know how a man can be coming from a lineage just fucking fiction. You know, which is all these nonsense, you know how negativity go on, how they create royalty and president and fucking emperors to rule over people and have the slave looking up to them. So now these slaves are Selassie. A man come out of his fucking mother's womb, just like I repeat, and you are there either saying he's God. You have to be sick to ask that. Well, I hope you understand now the way of a ninth grade general, and I have give you an idea of how I have arrived at where I'm arrived, and why I speak the way that I speak. You know what I mean? Because it never just happened like that. It's something that I learned. But unlike the majority now who learn knowledge and go to college and university and school to learn it, I learn wisdom. But you notice there's no school set up on earth to teach such matters. So I learned it from the one, Rastafari himself. And like I say, when I say Rastafari, it just means conscience then, you know, it's the same thing. Conscience is the one that teaches. So I am a soul that only me and my fucking conscience walk. I don't take teachings from outer books or from religious masters, present or fucking past. You see me, I will say in Jamaica, I don't take chat. We give fucking chat. Cause check it now. Jamaica, like I said, the whole planet is a fucking slave plantation. But the slaves in Jamaica are very militant, like, you know. Yeah, so mentally then, the slaves in Jamaica, right? Not all of them, you know, but the mad one, the mad one them, right? Sometimes the slaves and the plantation get an opportunity then to go into the house of the slave master. But the majority of them that enter there, you know, oh, they're so happy to be in there enjoying the slave master's all clothes that he will give them, and you know, they eat a little, they eat food and no belly full, me leave some on the plate. They are quite happy with that, you know what I mean? And driving a whole banger and way. But you have some other slave, if they ever get in that fucking house, their only intention is to fucking burn it down. Trust me. So, you remember when I tell you I come to England at 15? Well, I never decided to come to England. You know? It's not like some people are in Jamaica, right? And if you reach past, say, my age, you can make plans that you want to go to America, you want to go to wherever outside of. But I never make no plans. I was sent for. So when I check it out, I says to myself, my father and my mother, right, come to England for what they would deem then a better life than the one that they exist in the Jamaican plantation. So they think coming up to the big house here in England, they would have a better life. That's their thing. My thing is now, they send for me. So it was when I was 27, I have to decide, well, what the fuck am I here for?
Alright, balance.
You know what I mean? Because I never come here for no better fucking life or none of that. And I don't come here to admire anything in the master's fucking house, you know what I mean? So I decided at 27 that no man, you are here to burn down the fucking house. So that's what I'm doing here, you know, 'cause the particular house that I'm in here now, you know, is the house of the lion. Yeah, they say they are king of the fucking jungle. And they behave like that as well. Not the people, you know, the energy that rule over this part of the earth that they call England. And they tell people that the lion is the king of the blood clot jungle. So mentally, when you come here, you will realize that you have around the main lion, then you have Ireland, Wales, Scotland. Well, the lion bully them. Put them in, have them. Cause the lion is a mentality is he will use his head, yeah, and get you to use your hands and feet. You see what? So even to this day, if you go around Europe, I've been a little some part in Europe, you know, Germany and Holland and so forth. Their police have gun, you know, carry a gun. Here in the Lion in England, it's only maybe at airports, you know, they have guns, you know, but you don't see police walking about with them on shore. No. And a man will go say, he's in Jamaica, yeah? That Jamaica killing people for fun and escaping. Come to England and shot one man and he's behind bars. Because the lion have cameras everywhere. And here now, if you say you go somewhere, well, they can come and get your footprint if you spit on the ground, everything, you know, see what I mean. So the lion uses his head. You see what I mean? Now that mentality now, cause he now thinks that he's the king and rulers of other men, you know. Cause this is the only country that's called great, you know, Great Britain. You say Britannia rule the fucking waves, you know. So you find out that his influence then, as I would put it, spread over a lot of the plantation. Because one time he controlled a major part of the plantation. Vast place in Africa, the Caribbean, the Americas and them way. So what he did there now was he set up his own, you know, his own fuck up law. And you know them come with them pussy clad education. So all the people now, generation come and learn his way. If you go all Africa, like what them call judge, you see them in the same fucking wig that they have here in England, you know what I mean? You go China, the rulers, not the people. You'll see them in suit and tie, you know. So all the people them around from Caribbean Americas, their education is coming from the lion. But guess what? Guess who I is as well? The mighty blood clot fire lion. Yeah, because I is a lion as well, you know. Because he's a false lion. Receive a wound that he can never recover from. Yeah. And I'm here to destroy his blood clot house. Yeah. So don't forget, you know. They are armed with all of the arms, you know. Cause you could never defeat them, you know, like when people have revolution, that cannot work. Cause negativity is an energy that controls the entire planet. You know, see, they create all the arms. So how are you going to use arms to defeat them? You could never do that, blood clot. Even when, like I said, they have revolution, they have French Revolution. That doesn't matter, because those who are going to take, people are going to say, oh, those rulers are bad, kill them and take over. But it's same bad people who do that and take over as well. So after a while you realize they're probably even worse than the people who they remove. That's how negativity works, you know. Just like I'm explaining to one of my friends, I was explaining to my video man before. You have somebody who believes in God, right? No, you cannot believe and know. That's just fucking nonsense, you know. But then again, you have somebody now who call themselves an atheist. They don't believe in God. Which is another fucking belief. How are you going to believe and know? So one is like extreme end of belief. One is at that end and one is at the other end. And then they're arguing with each other or pointing out each other faults without realizing that they are both fucking as ignorant as each other. Because they're both believers. And you cannot believe and know. The age of belief is over, you know. Now we are in the age of fucking knowing. And if you don't know, guess the only reason why you don't know is because you haven't done the works. Because, say for instance, you are choosing to do what is right. Well, you wouldn't know what is right, so you couldn't speak what is right. But you don't know, so now you have to go and read and talk about Abraham says this or Jesus says that. Listen, so you're an empty barrel. You're just repeating things like a robot. Things that you believe but you don't fucking know. So when you run up in a fire, who know? You say I run up in somebody who's a believer. It's like somebody having a fight, you know. Say we have heavyweight fight. The first blow knock you out. You're not getting past round one. You're not getting past the first fucking blow, never mind round one. I'm knocking you out, and the blow that I'm going to throw cannot miss. It's not as if you could put up your hand and stop that blood clot. The first blow knock out your bumbo clot. You cannot come in the ring with a fire. Undefeated heavyweight champion of creation. You're bound to get knocked out. You can't come in there with no belief. You have to fucking know. Yeah. Because the age of belief is over. You know, there was one time when belief captivate the mind of the humans then, you know. But now is a time when they are rapidly coming to realization that it is their very belief that is keeping them in the dark. You know, see me? Because we're born in the dark, you know. You have to understand this. Because we have to emerge from that darkness that we are born into to come into the light. So when we're born in darkness, we are programmed by darkness. You understand? This is where they program us to believe that we are white, we are black. We never come here as no white or fucking black, you know. You could say we come blank then, you know. Well, we come with our instinct, you know. We have instinct, which is going to develop naturally so we know what is right. But we never come with black and white and all that. That's a program. And then you grow as an ego, and the ego believe that yes, I am rascal black man. And because most of the other egos believe it, and there's lots, so you just say clean. But when you are like that, all you are is like a dumb fucking sheep. You can't think for yourself. Fuck, you're a coward. I usually say, if it's when the males are doing it, they've got no fucking balls. And if the woman are doing it, they got no pussy. No, well, we shouldn't say pussy. They got no clit. Yeah. Got no fucking clitoris. You know, when you're behaving like that. Because the truth, you know, no one have to be bothered about, in the physical, the males can get away with it. Oh, we are stronger than women, because they can prove it, you know what I mean? They can lift up heavy stuff. But life is not about lifting up heavy stuff. It's about making the right choice. And the same fucking way a man can make the right choice, a woman can do it. Because she don't have to lift up anything heavy. So there's no excuse for you say, call your female, you're there, rascal, crying. Because you know the truth as well. Every fucker know it. Male or fucking female. You know what I mean? So there is no excuse for no one. Well, anyway, this was a very fiery. All my reason I try to make them fiery. Whether the people them can understand it or not. It's not about, like I say, it's not about making a video to get likes and hits. In my way of seeing things, if a million people see it and 2 of them understand it, well, it's done its job. If no one understands it, well, at least I know that I tried. You know what I mean? And when I meet them on the next side, I say, oh, so you listen to I and you never, you see, because when you go on the next side, you will see that these videos are #1. They are watching it in their trillions over there. Anyway, on that funny note, along with my cat here, Ragamuffin. What you say, Rags? My last cat was called Rasta, you know. What you what now? I live on the ground floor, and one man in the bin man report to me that he find Rasta dead around the back, you know. Look like some fox get to him around there, you know. So now I got this one here from kitten. Because from a child, cat was my first pet. So I always have an affinity with cat. Even though I've killed cat before as well, you know. Because I've got a very bad temper. I've killed cat before when I was back home for eating my first bird that I shoot. And my cat ate him and I flung him against a tree and he was dead. You know what I mean? But a cat is my favorite. Isn't that true, Raga? Eh? But all Raga do is eat and cry, you know? Meow. But guess what as well? This is what you need to understand about the animals. They're spirits as well. So they don't die, they just transform. Everything on the planet is energy. You know what I mean? You know, like some people say, oh, you can't eat the animal then because it's moving about. So you're eating the plants, but the plants are living as well. Yeah, you know, you have the mineral plant and in kingdom. So when you go eating, you have to eat something live. Now, did the plant tell you that they want you to eat them? No, it's you decide that we must eat the plant. No, the school off, man. It's not what you're eating on the planet that is corrupting you. It's how you're behaving with your fellow human beings. You see what I mean? That's what is causing you for not thinking straight. Okay, I'm not advocating that we should eat that, but if you learn how to behave better, then you will know how to treat animals better, innit? You know? And then we might develop a better diet. But even when we develop this better diet, don't pretend that we're not eating the fucking plant kingdom, because it's life. Anyway, on that matter, I is going to reel out, fade out, and fire out from the blood clot firehouse. Rastafari, live it on blood clot, read it in the heart of all whoever emerge out of pussy. Yeah, sometimes that's what, because I like to You know, like some people take swearing as an offense, yeah? But guess to me now, all it is like you're cooking and you put seasoning in the cooking, you know, to enhance the flavor of the food. So I don't swear, because you could say to somebody, oh, fuck off, you cunt, and they know that you mean them some aggression, you know what I mean? But I could say, yo, my bread with the buckler, and you know that it's a friendly. So when people say swear, it depends on how the intention when you use the word then. And I don't use the word with no negative intention, but I will use it with some blood clot passion, you know. I said, I will just, me as a man will just say, ram the bumper clot, shoot upside a boy fucking head, you know. Flux out him pussy clot guts. You know, like say it was a man with a sword, yeah? And he just run it through a motherfucker in the physical, till all his internal just come out like that. Well, that's like me mentally. I just drive the pussy clot shoot under any mean. Flux out the motherfucker internal. Because I kill people just the same like how a man would do it physically. But like I say, just with the truth. Anyway, we're going to reel out, feel out, and fire out from the firehouse. Rastafari, live it and reign it. Bless.